Hello everyone, my name is Kampouropoulos. I'm a singer-songwriter from Athens, Greece. I'm also a producer. I produce my own songs and I perform live in various venues and occasions, both on location and by live streaming. Those familiar with who I am know that I usually upload official video clips or me performing live, but this particular video clip is me sharing with you what it came to be the most pivotal moment in my entire life. Stay tuned. The sudden sensorineural hearing loss is an affliction caused by many possible factors, but the most predominant is stress. The SSHL afflicts the cochlear tissue, which actually connects and transfers signals from the outer ear and the labyrinth to the brain. So it afflicts one ear at a time, but there are many cases in which the SSHL happened simultaneously on both ears. In my case, my left ear had been damaged. You can always search the internet, both in YouTube and Google, and find many testimonies, articles, and videos explaining the SSHL. But if this affliction finds you, the best thing you have to do is go straight to a doctor and follow his exact treatment. But honestly, I wish that would never happen to you. One morning I just woke up and bang, I just heard a loud noise inside my head and found myself inside an eerie silence. Every sonic source was like moving to the right. I only felt a constant hissing and had a feeling of a noose tightening and kind of felt imbalanced and worried sick. Needless to say, everything around me, all sonic sources around me, were like suddenly focusing on only one side of my perception, and all sources went flat. Everything was volume dependent. Remember this because I will explain more later on in this video. So what did I do? I went to the hospital, stayed there for 6 days, went through a very rigorous treatment and returned home, where I continued my medical treatment, but with no avail. 6 months later, I was re-examined, but there was no improvement. A normal ear can perceive sounds from a threshold from 5 to 15 dB. After my incident, my left ear was able just to communicate a pain signal from 90 dBs and up. So I kind of went deaf on my left ear because the threshold of total deafness is 110 dBs. So 6 months later, I was presenting the same clinical status as with the day I left the hospital. So my doctor said that I would probably lose my hearing on my left ear. What did I do? I mean, I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a producer. What it means to lose one ear. I felt shocked, but I knew I had to find ways to adapt to the new reality. So in the beginning it was very hard, as I said, because everything was out of focus, and the only thing that my brain could separate was the loudness or the volume of the source. So I started paying attention to these small details. To give you an example, imagine yourself strolling down the city. Okay, you hear noises, you hear the environment, cars passing by, people chattering. This is how usually it sounds like. And this is how I listen. Of course, the same goes when mixing a song. And this is what I hear. Okay, I'm not gonna lie about this. I felt really, really low. I had to rearrange everything. I spent 2 months like thinking, okay, this is it. This is as far as it goes. But then I realized that this was my fight. And I had to fight to be able to continue doing what I love and what is me. I started observing things. As I said before, brain has the capacity to adapt to very difficult situations and be able to lead the way. I noticed that for a long time, I was able to better understand the volume rather than the timbre, because the brain, of course, perceives the timbre, but it doesn't pay that much attention. So I started experimenting on focusing on other things rather than the timbre or the special effects I was using back in the day when I was producing with both my ears. And I found that I could alter it, that I could actually use that precise function to my benefit. To give you an example, you're gonna hear two isolated tracks mixed exactly the way I was mixing back in the day before I lose my hearing on my left ear. If I was to mix it again, it would sound something like this. The difference is obvious, but I don't feel the track's missing quality or style. It's just a matter of perspective. Of course, I have avoided using headphones while recording or going live streaming because it tires my remaining ear. But whenever I have to record vocals, I'm using an EQ on the master output, cutting the lows in order to balance the tonal effect that the low frequencies create in the ear. I also managed to mix these songs. Fearless and so hopeful, flying higher and higher. The next mix is a song I've been mixing right after I returned home from the hospital. Endless, the void from within throws everything into nothingness. Silence, nothing to feel but images of a muted film of old. Music fading to shattered, blurry noise. Oh, how can words of love be heard? And this is another rock song. But there you were the very next day, you kept doing what you do. You are unique in your own right, you got your own light, shining everywhere you are. Your heartbeat is your own, no matter who's on your side or who's gonna leave you first. And it's the quest, the thirst to find out more. Don't ever give up hope. Don't ever give up hope. Yeah, I know life can be a bitch sometimes, and we know that life can take away what we value the most. In my case, my ears are my tools, my means to connect my music and my environment to my creativity in order to be able to create new material and be able to sing and so on. But we must always remember that we have to find ways to adapt to new situation, even if that situation is very painful, because trust me, it will take time for me to absorb the fact that I will be no longer able to hear with both my ears. I even went through a time that I was totally indifferent in hearing music. I didn't want to hear music. I didn't want to listen to music because it didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was the next song I will create, and that was happening with very big emotional cost. Life can be unpredictable. Music can be unpredictable as well. So life is music and music is life. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. And if you think that this video helped you, or maybe you want to know more on how am I producing my songs using only one ear, just let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Until then, see you and stay safe. Bye-bye.